Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Sunday service for the very first Sunday in June. And it's actually also the 1st of June. So today I'm going to speak about the metaphysical and spiritual aspects of this month, the month of June. And June actually holds huge amounts of metaphysical and spiritual aspects to it. It's actually a critical time in a lot of cultures, or the aspects that it holds of moving from one aspect of our earth in opening up to more and more daylight, to the shifting, to the releasing and moving into shorter days, longer nights. This is the time when the earth, in the northern hemisphere, that is, begins to give up what it has reaped. Fruits are coming into fruition. All of our plants, our vegetables, trees are in their fullest aspect of leafing out. Longest day of the month, longest day of the year is the 20th and 21st of June. And at that point, the earth knows it's time to release the fruit. The fruit is ripened. People can pick it, it can go to the ground. Vegetables are ready to harvest. And the days begin to get shorter, which means that the plants begin to start the process of going back inside and pulling their energy within. And this whole period of June is really marked by that high energy of light, of the abundance the earth has to give us, of love, its transformation. And spiritually, June serves as a very powerful, energetic threshold. And some cultures say that it's a gateway that invites individuals to align more deeply with the cycles of nature and the evolution of the soul. Now, most of us know that the name June originates from the word Juno, the Roman goddess, marriage, childbirth, protection, that. And it's about the feminine power, divine union, and it's about partnership, fertility, nurturing love. In a lot of ancient cultures, including the Celtic, the Roman, and the Slavic societies, June was celebrated with festivals that honored fertility, power, solar power, blossoming of life. And of course, the summer solstice, which does happen around the 20th or 21st, that is the longest day of the year, is actually seen in some cultures as the time when the veil between the worlds thin, and it allows humans closer communion with divine forces. So spiritually, the solstice itself, which will come at the end of the month, is about illumination. The sun is in its fullest glory. It shines its longest and brightest. And this symbolizes enlightenment, awareness, the illumination of consciousness. And many spiritual practitioners use this time to deepen their meditation practices and connect with higher realms. And this also signifies a climax of solar energy, because this is the highest time of solar energy at the equinox. So this is when the days begin to shorten. And this duality actually teaches us the impermanence, maybe, of the cyclical nature of existence. Things that have come ripened to fruition are now being released. let go of. And it's also the time of the balance with the feminine and energy, masculine energies, and the solstice brings forth the masculine aspect of creation. It's action, expression, willpower, and it's an ideal time for manifestation rituals, for goal setting, acts of courage. Now, cultures across the globe have really honored this solar event with a lot of different spiritual ceremonies. The Druids celebrated what they called the light of the shore, while indigenous North American tribes actually conducted solstice dances and prayers to the sun. In modern spirituality, which is our time, this day is often observed through the rituals, sun salutations, gratitude offerings to nature. And this is really, truly honoring the fullness of what our earth has to offer us, what the sun has to offer us, what life has to offer us. Now, astrologically, June is ruled by Gemini, which is the first part of the month, and Cancer, which is the last part of the month. And Gemini is associated with the intellect, communication, curiosity, duality. And spiritually, Gemini urges us to explore different perspectives, expand consciousness through communication with others, and really embrace our multifaceted self. It's really time for learning and travel and metaphysical inquiry. Now, Cancer, which is ruled by the moon, brings in emotional depth, intuition, nurturing. And because this season of moving from the highest level of light, starting the movement to the lowest, it really invites us to go into introspection, connection to the home, and emotional healing. It's a time when spiritual practices often turn inward, or at least begin the process of going within instead of our expanding without. Now, in terms of the four elements, June actually embodies a powerful shift from air, which is Gemini, to water, which is Cancer. And the air element of Gemini represents the mental plane, our ideas, our visions, our spiritual understanding. And June begins with the lightness and fluidity that encourages expansive thinking and clarity. It's an excellent time for affirmations, visualizations, connecting with our higher selves. And then we move into the water element of Cancer at the end of the month. And water brings in empathy, purification, spiritual memory. So the latter part of June is ideal for doing shadow work, dream interpretations, rituals involving water, such as cleansing baths, offerings to the rivers and oceans. That type of ritual, if that's what you are into, and honor that and feel that that is part of your spiritual journey. Now, energetically, June resonates with the heart chakra and the solar plexus chakra. The heart chakra aligns with love, compassion, and unity, which are key themes of this month. And the solar plexus represents personal power and transformations, energies that are intensified as the sun comes to that solstice peak. Now, June has a huge connection to weddings, romantic unions, etc. But metaphysically, it is the month that enhances energies of divine partnerships, not just with ourselves and others. the world itself, the sacred union of masculine and feminine energies within the soul, which is often explored in alchemical and tantric conditions, can really find that fertile ground in June's vibrational frequency. Now, as speaking of the earth for fertility and growth, this is the highest peak for gardens to bloom. Animals give birth, life thrives, and spiritually, this corresponds with the birth of new ideas, projects, inner awakenings. So when we're doing our meditation time, our spiritual reading time, our connecting with source time, this is the time when a lot of new ideas, new thoughts, new feelings, new connections to source actually begin. So another part of June is that it's about joy and playfulness. So, as nature itself has this burst of color and vegetables and plant life, it invites our own inner child to emerge, to come out. And spiritually, joy is not a fleeting emotion, but a high vibrational state that connects us to source. Engaging in play, in art, nature walks can all raise our frequency and open channels to divine guidance. At the midpoint of the year, June actually offers a pause for reflection. Now, when the earth makes its shift from the moving into higher days to lower days, this isn't done overnight. It would shake all of us up on this planet if it did. So, starting about a week or so before this midpoint, the Earth is already starting its rotational pull back. And then it takes several days to actually make that shift to where it's going to be reversing the amount of light coming in through the day. So spiritually, it's a time to take stock of what lessons have we learned and to realign with your purpose. What is your purpose on earth? And this is the time, if you really aren't sure, is just to take time to go within and ask Source, what is my purpose here? And it's a time to really integrate all those spiritual insights into daily lives. You know, there's so many of us that read these beautiful spiritual books, hear all these great things about how we should be living our lives. And this is the time for us to take and truly begin to integrate those spiritual insights into our actual daily life. And many traditions view the mid-year as the moment to reassess a soul's path and recommit to higher values in life. Now, in spiritual traditions, pagan and Wiccan, the midsummer is celebrated on the solstice, and it honors the sun god at the peak strength. Now, this is often through bonfires, herb gathering, and the day is seen as a portal for fairy contact and nature systems. You know, Hinduism celebrates the International Day of Yoga on June 21st, which aligns with the solstice energy. In Hindu metaphysics, the solstice is connected to Surya, or the sun, and it's a deity representing spiritual illumination and life force. And this is the day that they celebrate that in their tradition. Now, in Christian mysticism, the Nativity of St. John the Baptist on June 24th has real esoteric symbolism. John, who prepared the way for the Christ, the light, is born at the time when the light begins to recede, which is a metaphor for humility and transition and preparation. So, New Age and contemporary spirituality, June is associated with frequency upgrades, solar downloads, planetary alignments. And a lot of people, when they're honoring this time, report heightened intuition, a lot of synchronicities going on in their lives, and dreams, heightened dream activity, and which is actually often part of collective shifts in consciousness. Now, if you're into rituals, and this might be a time for you to practice some type of ritual that would bring you more in a conscious way into spiritual alignment. There are sun rituals. Right? We can go out every morning and welcome the sunrise with gratitude meditation. We can light a candle at noon. We can practice sun salutations. If you're into yoga, the sun salutation is wonderful to do first thing in the morning because it aligns us with that solar power. There's also water ceremonies, which is like performing a cleansing bath with herbs like lavender, rose, chamomile. And we can use that ritual to release old emotions and invite inner peace. Unity used to teach a lot about vision boards and goal setting. And using these last couple of weeks or so of this time, we can do a vision board, put up what your desires are, update your spiritual roadmap in a way. And we can use this solstice light energy to more clearly choose what your real desires are and help visualize them. And of course, June being about the heart, we can do heart-centered meditations. We can focus on the heart chakra to cultivate love and forgiveness and unity. And with that, we can use rose quartz or green avertine to enhance this energy. And of course, this time being at that peak of natural nature immersion, it would be a good time to spend in your gardening or in the forest or even to the beaches. And it just helps to ground your energy and receive insights from not only spirit but from the earth. So June is more than just a bridge between seasons. It's a sacred threshold. It's rich in spiritual symbolism and metaphysical opportunities. It's the blend of light and shadow, mind and emotion, activity and introspection. And it really truly invites a deep integration of soul and self. So, through honoring this beautiful month of June, the time coming to the solstice, continuing those last few weeks of fully opening us up to the fullness of the light of the sun, but also the light within, it also helps us to align more with the celestial rhythms and embrace the divine energies of love and growth. Now, spiritual seekers can harness June's power to awaken more fully to their inner light by taking the time to truly go within and really see and look at where they are in their spiritual growth. And in this month, the universe seems to be giving us a gentle reminder to shine brightly, to love freely, and to walk the spiritual path with joy and courage. And by listening to this call, we not only honor the spirit of June, we are more fully embodying the light that this month so generously offers. And so I invite you to take this month and truly go to that place inside, the place where the light, the love, the oneness resides in you and in this earth. So thank you for listening to this message this morning. All my love goes with you, and may you fully enjoy this beautiful month of June. God bless.